Good morning. This is Nita and Miss Panda with the Timepiece Garden. Hi, babies. Such a good girl. Oh, such a good girl. She's got a squirrel cornered in the tree. You're going to hear her start barking in a second. She tells it she just wants it to come down so she can play with it. And it doesn't believe her. I wonder why. All right, what are we going to do today? We're going to go check some culverts. The weather forecast has changed, and instead of being 35 to 40% chance of rain tomorrow, it's now up to 60+% chance of rain tomorrow, which is awesome. You know, we could use the rain. Again, you look at my grass out here, it is bone dry. Rain would be an awesome thing. But what I need to do then is go up to the top of the property and check the 2 culverts up there. I've not been up there all summer. I don't need to go up there in the summertime, but fall is changing. I do have a little bit of leaf change going on, and I do have some leaf drop. Mostly from my, the bright yellow one there, that's a black walnut. I have a lot of leaf drop off of them. Not a lot of leaf drop off of my oaks or off of my hickories yet, but I don't need the culverts to be blocked off my first wintertime storm, you know? So, we're gonna take a walk up the road. Panda's gonna love it, you know. Gonna grab the rake and the shovel, make sure that there's no dirt blocking it, there's no leaves blocking it, you know, just do its thing. Maybe chase a few squirrels. And, yeah, talk to you in a few. All right, we're at the forest, far into the property. You can see my little blue surveyor tape hanging out there. This is the culvert, and if you notice, except for where the fencing is, it's buried. Again, this is why I need to come up and check. It needs to be emptied. I need to dig out a little bit of a pit here. So there's plenty of room for water to come down, and if leaf from the road blows into it prior to the rain, it's still got room to do its job, you know? So let me get busy. And this is kind of a before, and I'll show you an after in a minute. All right, that was less than 5 minutes. Here's the supervisor. She's coming to check it out. She's gonna let me know if it's good and if we should move on to the next culvert. How's it doing, Pal Bears? Is it good? Did you check it? She's like, yeah, I don't need to check it. I know your work is good. All right, so I know it doesn't show up real well, but there is now a ravine depression here that actually goes to the bottom of the fencing that I have around the culvert. So if it's just a little bit of rain, you know, it'll go in easy, no problem. If it's a lot of rain and it starts bringing, you know, leaves from the property, yeah, she's all the way up to where I raked. Because I raked out the ravine. You know, pulled the leaves that are in it right now out, just stick them on the roadside. And, again, that way, should it be just a little bit of rain, it'll trickle. There may be a couple of leaves, and it'll hit the culvert and run on down under the road. From there, everything that I pulled out gets piled up here. That's what the rake and the shovel are sitting on. So you've got a good foot there, and you've got another 6 inches worth of dirt that creates a berm. So should a lot of leaves get down here and actually block that side, does that make sense? As the water goes higher, does that make sense? It still can't jump up and mess up the road unless we have like a huge deluge, you know? And then even on a huge deluge, if it knocks some of this dirt away, it'll knock some of the leaves with it, and the culvert will start working. So, anyway, this is culvert number 3. It is at the top end of the property. And the goal is to always keep the water running across the road and not down the road. All right, I'm gonna go down the hill and go to culvert 2. Talk to you in a few. Panda, come. Panda, come. I can see her tail. I know y'all can't. Panda, come. There's Mama's girlfriend. There's Mama's girlfriend. It's your Mama's bestest girlfriend. See that tail just bouncing? It's because she's just happy. Just happy. Just happy to be the panda bears. Are you checking it out now? See me with your approval? You the supervisor? Is it good? Okay, let's go to the next one. All right, culvert 2. I know you didn't see it. Panda was just over there talking about, Mom, clean it out. And then can you see it? You see where the 2 rocks are? That's what tells me that's where my screen is, right there, to keep the leaves from getting down into the culvert. And it's kind of full. There's a whole ravine that goes this way. And then it kind of curves up that way for everything that comes off from the power line area. So yeah, I need to rake this out and then get in here and clean this up a little. Now the ravine that tends to run, where's my finger? There it is, right there. Does that make sense? There's a ravine there. It looks relatively clear, which is awesome. Because when the power company drove their big tractor in through there to get to the power lines, to cut the trees back from the power lines, so on down the line, they created a depression that makes the water not want to come towards the culvert here, but run that way. And every time I get dead logs and stuff, I just pile them up. It's like making a beaver dam. You get the logs and you pile it up, and some leaves that fall and logs that pile up, and pretty soon that's the high side, and the water wants to continue to run in this ravine back to the culvert. So anyway, let me do a little cleanup. You can see there's like a piece of log right there that'll get moved over to that dam right there. So let me get busy, and I'll show you an after. This one's not going to be as impressive, but I'll show you an after. All right, well, as usual, supervisor's checking it out. She's making sure that the cage is clean and the backside berm is clean. Again, same thing from the top. Or as the top one, number 3, this is number 2. Right there, it's about a foot deep-ish. Goes down to the bottom of the grill. The grill is here, and the backside berm is as tall as the top of the wire. That way, should leaves fill in the berm, does that make sense? There's still a route for the water to go in to get to the culvert to go to the other side. It's always one of those funny things. I did not put this culvert in. This was here from the prior owner. They knew there was a water issue here. And I say that because you can tell where I cleaned this ravine out. There's no leaves in it, no sticks or whatever, and you can see all the branches kind of laid up here on the left side of the ravine. That makes sense. Again, I'm making a beaver dam. There's branches, there's dirt, there's leaves. Water likes to move fast. And to move fast, it has to take the path of least resistance. So when you got a clean ravine on one side and a pile of leaves and debris and rocks and sticks and branches, the clean ravine runs fast. The water stays in the ravine. But what I'm trying to say is the prior owner right there, they had started a rock wall to do the same thing, and that wall goes from there down to this rock. And again, when they came in to cut the power lines, not the power lines, but cut the trees from getting into the power lines, they made a huge depression here. They collapsed part of the rock wall, which is where my problem is. That's now why I have water. It wants to run this way onto the road, and then from the road, that's the corner of the house. I can't have the water doing that. So I will continue to create a wood berm here with sticks and branches. And I mean, I live in a forest. You know, what are you doing? Collecting branches. And I bring them over to this area continuously. At some point in time, I will start collecting rocks. And so you'll have the limbs and branches and leaf debris and so on down the line. And then on the back side of that, after a while, there will be a large pile of rocks. And it works just like a beaver dam. Water doesn't want to go there. It can't move fast, it can't move easy, it can't flow, and that's what it wants to do. So, having said that, again, that's that side. And then you can see where culvert, and it's the other side. And once you get up kind of past the little trees, it leafs back up. This is a huge mound right here. It's not going to be, it's never going to jump that. That makes sense. If it jumps, it'll be right here. And so I just, same thing on the left. I just keep it clean. So the water wants to go right to the culvert. So these sides are done. Again, it took a little longer because I won't lie, I tend to run around when I'm up here hiking or driving or whatever. I drag pieces of wood and just kind of leave them here, especially in the summertime because of the snakes. So I pick a day, I dress appropriately, and then I start piling, and that's what I did today. So this side took a little longer. Raking was just as fast as up there. Cleaning out the dip before the culvert was just as easy as it was on culvert number 3. But yeah, that side took a little longer. All right, we're gonna go down to culvert number 1, which is down at the wet weather waterfall, and we're just, same thing. Run a check. Is it clear? Is it clean? Are we ready for 60% or more chance of rain? Let's go find out. All right, culvert 1. The white piece you see there is that piece of 4x4 PVC pipe that they put here. So the fact that you can see it means this is really clean. Kind of all the way up, you can see there's part of the ravine going that way, and then there's another part of the ravine going that way. It kind of splits this log. Whew, alrighty. So there's a little bit of leaf debris kind of right there against the fence. I'm gonna put my gloves on and take that out. And then this one is done. So, y'all have an awesome day. And Miss Pan and I will talk to you later.